Even though we talk politics on this show, it's always okay to like not talk about politics. And we were discussing during the break about why it's okay to mention politics with the youth, because the youth needs to watch the news more frequently.
Right.
But there are times where you may want to take the politics off the table here. The barefoot contessa chef, Ina Garten, who used to work for under Presidents Ford and Carter as a nuclear budget analyst, says that she never talks politics when she does some entertaining with her guests here. So do you think it's getting difficult to not talk about any politics or get into any political party, or what do you think? Do you think it's okay not to talk politics at parties or events?
Yes, I think that it's okay not to, because like when you're at a party, you don't want to hear nobody bring up politics. I remember when I was like outside, like when I was with one of my friends, and she also brought like one of her brothers, and we was waiting online to get on one of the rides, and he starts talking about politics like out of nowhere. Like we're not even talking about that. Like is there a time and a place to talk about that? I just feel like nobody wants to hear you talk about politics at a place like that. But you could talk about politics anywhere, but I just feel like sometimes, you shouldn't like bring that up, because a lot of people is really sensitive about that topic, and you can start a big argument about it. So I just think like it's best to stay far away from that topic.
And there was a quote that she said, you worry about your diet and I'll worry about mine. That's how I feel about politics. And I felt like her saying that when you talk about politics, that's when you get judged based on your beliefs. And instead of respecting other people's opinions and who they choose to support, or whether Republican, Democratic, things like that. And for her to say that, I feel like she has a point. Like you said, you don't want to bring up politics because some people take it very sensitively, because when you're getting into a discussion about your beliefs and that person is talking about their beliefs, somehow you guys tend to clash.
Yeah.
People tend to clash on that. And they don't respect each other's opinions. They just assume, no, I'm right, and here's why I'm right, A, B, and C. So at a party, like you said, there's a time and place for everything. At a party, just stick to the friendship and the mutual respect that you guys have for each other, and just leave the politics out.
Right.
Politics can cause problems.
I mean, I definitely agree with both of them, because at a party, you're just trying to have fun and, establish relationships with others and just have a good time. I don't want to be talking about politics when most times politics revolve around Trump and just a lot of bad things that are going on within society. So if I'm going to a party, I'm going out there to have fun. I don't want to talk about those kind of things.
Right.
And like she said, usually, because everyone has their own opinion, there's always going to be that certain clash. You guys are going to bump heads. It might lead to an argument. So to avoid that, let's just talk about that another day, or when we're not at a party, It should never happen.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I think back to like when I spoke with my friends, like there was a friend or a person that I met on Facebook, but it was like it was just a mutual friend, like who is into like film production here, and she's actually was from Minnesota, and it's like we had like strong big disbeliefs, and it was like, I'm going to be honest, I do regret about my actions of what I did, like the words that I said. They weren't like harsh words, but I was like shocked when I heard that this person voted for, who's running the country now.
Person in the White House.
Yeah, so it's like.
Where did this conversation take place?
This was about 2 years ago. Like this person, this was around the winter time. I was home. I think she was in Minnesota.
And you guys were over the phone.
Apparently she gave me. We exchanged contacts or so,
and you see, that's the crazy part, especially when you talk about politics with over the phone with an individual, is like you say, you guys both you're gonna have disagreements, but it's like, especially it's gonna get too heated to the point that one of you guys are gonna hang up over the phone.
Right.
And that's what I learned here, because it's like, when it's okay, you can have your disagreements, but it's like,
respect each other's opinion.
We still got to give out respect, and you still got to like just accept it and move on. If this is what we let's all agree to disagree. It happens a lot, but
So when you guys argued, what happened?
What led
pretty
to
much
it?
What led to that? And you said you felt bad. So why did you feel bad?
I had felt bad after I had spoke with her, because after I spoke with her, we haven't spoken since then, even to this day. And to this day, I regret about what I said. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but but it's like, But that's the way the
So pretty
society
much how it was
is.
handled
Yeah.
was not right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there was no disrespect within the conversation, correct?
Right. There was no disrespect. It was just
Learned your lessons and
yeah,
not
I just
mention
learned
those kind of things.
yeah, not to mention certain topics here. So
And sometimes it's like that.
Especially with certain
Yeah.
friends, you know,
Yeah.
friends or family you had, because they will feel a kind of way, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
don't get in your feelings.
That's why I say it's
Exactly. And
sensitive.
that's why it's better to just if you have to sit and question whether or not it's a good idea, don't bring it up at all.
Exactly.
Just don't, because if you're
Second
questioning it,
guess.
then that
Yeah,
means that
obviously.
someone is going to get upset. And
Yeah.
And you know what? It can really, you know what doesn't hold you back? It's kind of like, yo, I really want to talk about it, but then it's like,
Right.
and then you just do it, but then it's like, damn, I should have never brought this up.
Yeah, that
But
happens
I mean,
sometimes.
it happens. I
You
feel
live
like
and you
even
learn.
if that happens, just respect the other person's
Boundary.
choices and respect their opinion and respect who they
Exactly.
support.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with you. That's not if it's not convincing you, then hey, that's fine. That's their opinion. They're just sharing their opinion, and that's
Exactly.
the problem with sharing what you feel. People tend to take it the wrong way when you're just expressing how you feel and what your beliefs are.
Exactly.
That's where the boundaries tend to have to be like, there's a line that needs to be like set where, hey, this can't be crossed.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the problem.
That's why I just try to stay away from
Stay
that.
away from it.
Just mind my business. But.
yeah, it is what it is.